really want to kill her. And yet I'm trying so hard to be good. I tell you what I'll do. I will give her a fighting chance. That's fair, voices in my head, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it is! Here's what we'll do. I have a wonderful idea. I don't want to think this part while she's still in the room. I might get so excited and blurt it out and ruin the game. Oh, if only she would leave the room of her own accord.
Mr. Bates, this newspaper is 2 days old. I'm afraid I have to go get something newer.
How fortunate. Well, let's just make sure that she's down the street and out of earshot. Yes. Yes, good. Even if I were to blurt it out now, she wouldn't be able to hear. Here's what we'll do. We will come up with a word that you, voices in my head, will suggest. And then, when she comes back, I'll continue my conversation with her. If she says the word, I'll kill her immediately. With that knife. If she doesn't say the word, well, then she'll live for now. So, let's see. Since she seems to live a rather luxurious, opulent lifestyle, what is something that people own when they live luxurious, opulent lifestyles?
A Bentley.
Diamonds.
Swimming pool.
A Bentley, which I believe is a type of a car. Yes, voice in my head? I knew that. Yes. If she says the word Bentley, I'll kill her. Oh my goodness. I hope she comes back soon.
Well, honestly, that drugstore didn't have anything.
Oh, they never do. I should have told you that.
You knew. Ugh,
Mrs. Bailey, why don't you sit down and relax?
thank you.
I couldn't help but hear when I walked in that you said to your husband, why don't we do what we both know we need to do?
Yes.
What is it, Mrs. Bailey? What is it that you know you need to do?
Well, we know we need to end our marriage.
Would that be enough? He'd still be out there. Just think, Mrs. Bailey, if he were not alive, all of the wealth would be yours. What is one of the very wealthy and opulent things you own that would be yours if he were dead?
Why, his gold-plated golf clubs.
Yes, and you always wanted those, didn't you?
Well, they're lovely to look at. I actually don't play.
Well, nonetheless, you'd need to flaunt them in front of all of the neighbors, wouldn't you? You'd need to drive them around town, wouldn't you?
Why, yes, of course.
What would you drive them around in?
The Porsche.
You would put gold golf clubs in a Porsche?
Yes,
How gauche. Surely you have other cars that you could choose from.
well, we do. We have the Bentley. We have the Rolls Royce. We have the Mercedes.
It doesn't matter anymore.
They all have big trunks.
Well, big enough for you?
Pardon me,
I mean, if I were to stab you in the heart and kill you with the...
Mr. Bates.
Yes.
You're making me uncomfortable.
Well, I'm very sorry.
I believe you should leave my room.
I was trying so hard, Mrs. Bailey, not to kill you.
Excuse me.
But sometimes, when people come to the motel, I discover that the best way to help them is to end their misery. Face it, you're never going to be happy.
You're rather presumptuous. And why do you carry such a large knife in a motel room like that? There's no need for such a large implement.
Surely by now you realize this is no joke.
Really now, you must be able to make some sort of a deal with me, right? Yes?
Oh yes, how about this? You stay there and I stab you. You said I could!
Darling, the car. Darling. Oh my God. Patricia, I'm gonna stand up to him. I'm gonna. Patricia! Oh my God! What did you do? No, this isn't what it looks like. What did you do, you bastard? I discovered her slain. You bastard! Patricia! Patricia! You killed her, you monster! Help!
Well, well, well. What an interesting turn of events. Mrs. Bailey dead, and her lover convinced her estranged husband is the murderer. Isn't this exciting? It opens the way for a brand new chapter of our story. New places, new people. My goodness, I wonder what will happen next.
Charles, I got your phone call. This hour of the night? Geez, if I wasn't your brother.
Robert. She's dead.
Who's dead?
Patricia.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. What happened?
She's dead.
Well, you've got blood on your hands.
I saw her there, just in a pool of her blood with a knife. And I picked it up and don't look at me like that.
Charles, the two of you hadn't been happy for a long time. Tell me, you didn't do anything rash.
Robert, how
Of course.
dare you?
Of course not.
I'm sure I talked about murdering her in various ways over drinks with you. But that was in jest, as brothers do.
Yes.
Wife bashing.
Probably wasn't the best idea to get a little drunk at that New Year's Eve party and loudly announce it to the crowd.
I thought it was the old boys, you know, smoking cigars.
Yes, of course I knew you were joking.
Watching a burlesque. Things said in jest over old Lang Syne. I don't know what I do. Why, if I'm convicted of murder, then our entire fortune is gone.
Speaking of our fortune, the ruby. Patricia's father's ruby that he left her.
Of course, the ruby.
It's not still in your house, is it?
It should be. I left it in the safe. Damn ruby. You know, some people said that thing was cursed.
Well, her father was found murdered under mysterious circumstances, and now this.
Maybe we should just sell the damn thing.
Listen. You know she never would have agreed to that. It's the reason you've held on to it so long. If you try to get it and sell it now, well, they'll definitely think you're to blame. I think they're going to think you're to blame anyway. Listen, you can't stay here at my house. This is the first thing they're going to come, the first place they're going to come looking for you. It's always the husband.
It is always the husband, isn't it? In all those damn pulp fiction novels.
I think you've got to go into hiding.
Agreed.
I'll try to sneak back into the house and find that ruby. If we can at least show the authorities that we've still got it in good faith, well, that might go a long way to clearing your name.
Robert, thank you so much. Maybe I'll go up to the summer mansion or the lake house, perhaps. The one we used to vacation with, as boys.
But our name's on those properties.
Damn it.
Listen, I've got an apartment in San Francisco. My wife doesn't know about it.
Well,
Here's the address.
all right.
You can hold up there. I'll meet you with Ruby in tow.
Thank you. This means a lot to me.
Try to keep your head.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
And don't you worry. And be careful. Make sure you aren't followed.
It means a lot to me that you believe me. It really does.
Of course.
I know that we weren't on the greatest of terms, but I truly did love Patricia. At least some part of me.
I remember your wedding. And blood is thicker than water. Which reminds me, wash your hands.
Oh, God. I'll go now before I head out.
Now, pull yourself together, man. Pull yourself together. Here, we'll be able to talk in this pub.
My hands are shaking.
I know.
I can't eat, sleep. I loved her. She was just killed in cold blood.
You think I don't know that? She was killed in my motel.
Did you hear anything about where he might have gone? Anything at all? Any clue?
I'll be able to help you. Just sit down and relax, please. Now, are you sure you saw him holding that knife?
Yes, I'm sure.
Are you sure, perhaps, that you even saw him stabbing her with that knife? Think very carefully. Sometimes it's hard to remember exactly what you saw.
I didn't actually see the act of the knife being plunged into her, but he was right above her. Hands covered in her blood, knife held up high.
Are you sure you didn't see it stab into her corpse again and again? Think, man, think. Sometimes you block things out because they're too painful.
Well, now that you mention it that way, yes, I did.
I thought so.
Yes, you're right. My memory is foggy, but you are right. Your words are helping me remember.
My goodness, you did love her, didn't you?
With all my heart.
And now that man has taken her from you.
He has.
That man who fortune gave everything at your expense.
I should have killed him when I had the chance.
That's right, you should have. But guess what? It's not too late.
What are you saying to me, Nathan?
What I'm saying to you is that the police force in this town is wholly inadequate to handle a case of this magnitude. If that man is going to be found and put to justice, it's going to have to be vigilante justice. After all, you wouldn't want someone who didn't do the murder to get falsely accused of it. Someone like me.
Well, of course not. I need to be that vigilante. I need to bring justice to her death.
Yes, that's right, you do.
Oh, I'll find him, Nathan. I'll find him. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to put my hands around his neck, and I'm going to choke him to death. Yeah. Excuse me.
It's all right, I like it.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go back to her home. Maybe I can find a clue there, or maybe he'll be there.
That's a wonderful idea. And don't give up until you find him. And make sure that no one but him pays the price for this murder.
No one else will, Nathan.
Pinky swear.
Look, pal, I'm telling you, you can't come in here. We're fumigated.
What? I'm related to the owners of the home. There's a very important document I need to procure.
Look, I don't care what you gotta procure in there. We got a bunch of poison inside, you see? You go in there, why, I give you about 5 minutes until you're in the grave.
5 minutes? That's all I need.
Look, pal, I don't see what is so important you gotta go into a house risking your life.
It's none of your business. It's a family matter. Fine.
Well, I don't recall you even living here. You say you're the brother, huh? I mean, this is a pretty nice home. It must be something awful pretty you're looking for in there, huh?
It's a personal matter. Now let me in.
Well, you know, when me and the guys gotta go in, we got these special masks we wear. Say I, give you one if you give me the details on why you're going in there, pal.
Very well. There is an item of rare jewelry. It's located somewhere in the house. I need to pick it up.
It doesn't happen to be when you go into the office, there's like a fake carpet that you lift up and there's a floorboard that you open and there's a safe in there. It's not in there, right?
Say, what kind of fumigator are you?
I'm very thorough. All right, just making sure. Yeah, we got an extra mask here, right there for you, sir.
All right, thank you, Rocco.
All right, happy tidings.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
I sure am a son of a bitch for giving him the faulty one, ain't I? Yeah, just about any minute now I should hear him fall into the ground. Poor sorry soul. Music to my ears, and hopefully he's opened the safe. Oh, thanks a lot, pal. Oh, that thing is a beauty. Oh, I'm never gonna have to fumigate another house, am I? Sorry about that.
Wake up! Who are you? I'm Richard.
Richard, we've got to get out of here.
You look familiar to me.
Yes, I'm Robert, Charles's brother. The ruby. Where is it?
Ruby?
What have you done with it?
I haven't done anything with the ruby. I came here to see if Charles had returned.
To the window. Let's step out on the balcony. I must have passed out.
I saw a man with a jewel.
What?
He ran out of here. Well dressed, tie, slick hair.
The fumigator, Rocco.
Fumigator.
He was very well dressed. I took him to be a manager of some sort of the fumigation team.
Wait a minute, so you came here looking for a ruby?
Yes, it was Patricia's.
So that's why she was killed. You and your brother. You and your brother were...
Out of the frying pan into the fire. No.
No, I'm not here to hurt you. Where's your brother? Tell me where your brother is right now.
No, I won't.
You better.
San Francisco.
It's a big city. Where?
I put him up in an apartment on Geary.
You better not be lying to me.
The Prestige Hotel.
Which room?
Room 704.
If I find out that you're lying to me, I'm going to kill you the way I'm going to kill him.
What?
That's right. I saw him murder her. I saw him plunge the knife into her chest, into her heart.
That can't be true. You saw it with your own eyes?
Yes, she screamed out his name as she was dying. The memory is a little foggy, but it's every second that goes by, the lens clears. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I know my brother had a temper. It's just hard to believe, but did he really do it?
Hey, listen, I'm not here to hurt you. But in case you see your brother before I do, that's a message. San Francisco.
Well, well, well. Out of the frying pan and into the fire indeed. What will happen? And will justice prevail? I can't wait to find out. But now I have to go to the bathroom. So let's take a break.